All right, beautiful people, welcome back to another amazing and impactful episode of the True Health Forever podcast, where we try to live our best life through the lens of holistic health. I'm your host, Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and as usual, I have with me the smiling, the curly,
Yeah.
the dorky, best believe she's dorky, the birthday queen herself.
What up, what up?
Talk to the people. Talk to the people.
Hello, party people. My name is Sinclair, aka
The
the
health nerd.
And yes, I am 27 years young.
Yes, you are, queen. Holding it down.
Holding it down. Feel old.
Do you?
Yeah. I heard somebody the other day talking about being born in the 2000s.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
really.
We heard it. We were watching something.
Is that where it came from? I was just like, gosh.
Like, dang, you
in
were born?
Right. That's so crazy. But yeah, excited to make it another rotation around the earth. What's it called? Revolution? You know what I'm trying to
You
say.
are getting old. Look at you.
Look. Yes, happy to be here. Yeah.
Sounds
had
good.
had a chill birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
you was relaxing, chillaxing.
Relaxing. I literally did nothing except sit on the couch. It was wonderful.
So we're gonna get into the week, which y'all can already kind of attest. Like she's had a pretty chill week, kind of. No, it was like 2 days of chillness. You know what? How about you tell the people, right? How was your week, Queen?
Yeah, so it was like half chill, half not chill. Had a presentation at work, which is a little bit stressful. Um, yeah, just because it's new to my role. By the time this comes out, I don't need to worry about it. New to a role and having to like present out on it and already was a little stressful. So I think up until Wednesday it was kind of stressful, and then after Wednesday it got much more chill after that. So it was a good balance of like building up the need for the relaxation and then getting the relaxation that was much needed.
Facts.
How about you?
For me, it was a very busy week. Yeah, I had two Black Wall Street presentations. Shout out to Chafee College, always holding it down. That was a dope one. And then also Evergreen College as well. Shout out to y'all too, both Emoji programs. Yeah, those were really good presentations. There's one business idea that is in my head still that was a great business idea, and I really hope you follow through and you go through with it. In these workshops, we go through the history of Tulsa's Black Wall Street, obviously, which was interesting because Evergreen College, there was like 3 to 4 people whose families were from Tulsa, and they were able to also, right, it was very crazy, but they were able to also like tell a little bit of the history, but also say like, oh, we didn't learn that in schools. We need to make sure we're teaching that more. And it was just a different level of affirmation and cosign from someone whose family literally lived this to be able to teach them. So that was a dope experience. But in both workshops, we always go through like the 7 steps to starting your business. How do you know it's a good idea? Make sure you're solving a problem. And there's one business idea again that's coming to the front of my consciousness, and I really hope that they end up doing it. This scholar was from Evergreen College. So make sure when you have your good ideas, you actually follow through with your good ideas.
Otherwise, it'll just float back into the universe until it pops into someone else's head,
right,
who may act on it, and you're gonna be mad.
Right. So follow through. Second, we're always working and planting seeds for future partnerships. And a seed was definitely planted back in December. It's being watered. It's being tended to. Again, I don't plant stuff, so I don't
it becomes
know.
Increasingly obvious every time this
Right.
metaphor comes out.
I don't know. I assume you need water, sunshine. Some good nutrients and nitrogen and all that stuff. Long story short, it's starting to sprout a little bit, and it's even budding different seeds and opportunities. And now we're going to take those seeds and do some type of also process with that to plant. So long story short, opportunities are coming, and we hope that opportunities are also coming your way in 2021, but you make sure you do the needed steps, and maybe we should Google these steps so we can actually make this a good metaphor. But make sure, like, when these opportunities are presenting themselves, that you don't think you can just take a seed and the seed will just grow in your hands. Like, no, there are certain things that you need to do to make sure this opportunity grows into the tree, into the fruit tree that it needs to be. So please do that. All right.
To your point.
Go
to
ahead,
your
Queen.
point, going off of this metaphor, though,
Okay, hit it.
the nutrients you were talking about like, giving it nutrients. Nutrients are in the soil.
Deep.
The soil you have before you even plant the seed.
Deep.
So make sure you're attending to your soil so that when you have the seed and you drop it in and then you're watering it and giving it sunshine, it can actually soak up all the nutrients that it needs.
I love it.
So do the pre-work you need, right? Make sure you're meeting the right people. Make sure you're doing the research you need, whatever you need to do before you actually get that opportunity. Make sure you're ready for it. Make sure you got your nutrient-dense soil ready for the seed when it comes.
All that, Queen. Yes. Boom. We plant stuff here. All right. So today's episode, we want to talk a little bit about love. All right. Valentine's Day is around the corner. I know folks may be stressed out, like, oh, what do I do Valentine's Day? It's quarantine. There's nothing I can do. Oh no, my romance is over. False. We got you. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about maybe like past Valentine's Days that we've experienced, but also just ideas for Valentine's Day even this year. Not that we're going to do all of these ideas, but Valentine's Day ideas that we have for this year. Queen, are you ready for a podcast episode?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, let's get into the episode. First, I want to start off with, do you have any memorable Valentine's Days? Either things that like you've done and you're just like, ooh, I really, my love was all up in there on that Valentine's Day, or the reverse. It's like, oh, that was a cute Valentine's Day.
I have two things that are both that coming to mind, and both of them are things that you did. So the first thing that is coming to mind is you went all out and decorated my car one year when we were at Davis. And I feel like that was a year that we had said we weren't going to do anything. So I truly didn't do anything. And that's why I felt so bad that you went all out and didn't. I just remember like leaving class or leaving practice, wherever I was going, and walking to the parking structure and getting in my car and being like, what in the world? Because like I didn't even know like how you planned it. Like, how did you get my keys? How did you get into the car? I was just like, I don't know how this man made this possible, but it was really nice, like at the end of a stressful, college day, to go and be like, oh, you have like teddy bears and balloons and stuff all in the car. So that was really sweet. And then I don't remember, this is actually something else that's coming in mind. The rose petals outside of my dorm. Was that Valentine's Day?
That was Valentine's Day.
Okay, then that gets that takes number 2. Yeah, that was really, really, really sweet. So this was the first year we met. We were in the dorms, freshman year, and he put rose petals in the shape of heart outside of my dorm room. And then you also put, was it reasons? I still have it in my closet. Like all the reasons that I don't know if it was loved at the time.
Yeah, I think it was love.
Yeah. Oh, all the reasons that you loved me, and taped it to the floor. And I just thought I was just like, one, who thinks of doing that? Because you don't want it to blow away. So he taped it to the floor. But I just thought that was really sweet it was a great start to the relationship, because it was very memorable, clearly. But yeah, the fact that I still have it, like I still like going back and reading through that. So that was another memorable one.
Nice. And the car one was on the more expensive side, at least in a college sense, expensive. I mean, today I was like, yeah, that's cool. But the flower petal one, very affordable, right? So if you're out there and you're just like, man, I only have $10, I only have $20. Okay, figure out, buy some roses, or good college hack that I did, and we're married now, so I mean, I can tell you some of these secrets. A lot of colleges have rose bushes, free. It just takes, the time to go out, collect all the petals, and then
you're like,
And then get your notepads, your sticky pads, write your reasons, tape, whatever it costs at Rite Aid, boom, tape it down, and then it makes it like it can, I don't know what's the right word, but it lasts longer because rose petals obviously die pretty soon. But you tape it down now, and now it's a nice little collectible. So it's good little note, very cheap, less than $10. But the thought and the words of affirmation, because that's your love language. Ooh, we'll get into that in the next topic. For me, I would say I have two, one that you did and then one that I did. The one that you did, and I think I still have, remember that card? That big old, so big old, like I love you card. It's literally like, huge, like literally like 2 by 3 feet. But it's like a nice long letter. I think that day you also cooked for me. I think that was also a day where I don't think I did anything for you on that day. And I don't know if it was because we said we're not going to do anything or if it was other reasons. But I remember being legitimately surprised. I was like, oh, I got a card? Oh, you got me a bear? Oh, you're cooking for me? Okay. Let's get it. Hey. So that one's definitely high up there in mine. The other one that I did for you, very similar to what we did freshman year, but this was pH. And I think,
oh, that was good.
I don't know if we said we weren't going to do anything either, but I definitely surprised you because we weren't living together at the time.
Oh wait, no, that has to be because I cried. I was so happy.
You did cry. So do you want to tell this story, or are you gonna?
No, you tell it.
Okay. So I was living in Moreno Valley, Inland Empire. She was living in Port Hueneme, Ventura area. So like a solid 2 hours, 3 hours apart. Valentine's Day, she was working a night shift where you didn't get off until like 10 or something.
I think, yeah.
All right. So I skirt. I get off at 5. I skirt from my job in the Inland Empire, get to her spot, and I put like notes in the garage leading up to the spot.
Yep.
Right. And I forgot what these notes said specifically. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
See, it's the thought that counted.
Right.
I put notes.
I just remember the feeling that I got.
Starting from the garage, notes all the way up the stairs to the apartment. On the floor before the apartment had like reasons why I loved you, very similar to freshman year. But then when you entered, there was also music playing, candles lit in the shape of a heart, and even more stuff. And then, did I cook dinner that night?
Yes.
And then I believe I also cooked something. All right. Again, very not crazy expensive. Like when I think of this versus the dinner in Vegas in 2012, like the dinner in Vegas was way more money, but I feel like these were more acts of service, and it took a little bit more thought and planning into it. And that's, I think, the kind of theme that I want to give folks listening to this is you may not have the opportunity to go out to restaurants and have like the big bougie experience, but now it's like, okay, how can I sit back and really create an experience? What are small things that I can do? What are small notes that I can write to still portray my love this year? Right. Thoughts on that?
I just feel like, the reason why, like, if I remember back to, I said, like, I cried. I was just so happy and like, so I kind of relieved that like, oh, okay, I do actually get to see you at the end of the day. And I feel like it was really thinking about like all of the things that had to go into that moment. And it was just like, oh my goodness, he did all of these things. Like he literally drove, I mean, at that time, probably 2.5 to 3 hours, went to the store, got all these things and, set this up so that I could have this experience when I came home from work. That's what made it like emotional of like, oh man, like all the, like he said, like all the effort that went in more than just like, oh, he not knocking it. Right. But more than like, oh, he got me something really expensive, which is also like dope. Right. There's still a sacrifice there, but I feel like, especially in these times, I feel like definitely the sacrifice of just time and effort and thoughtfulness will go way further than anything else.
Big facts. All right, so let's transition a little bit, and hopefully we can remember the love languages off the top of our head. But I feel like depending on what your partner's love language is, will determine the type of creativeness or the thoughtfulness that you should put in to Valentine's Day. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's kind of go through some of the love languages and maybe give advice or examples of efforts that you can put forth for that type of love. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is off dome, just so you all know.
Yeah, you know how we do TH4 podcast. We appreciate y'all for listening, for subscribing, for supporting. So up first, let's go with words of affirmations.
Words of affirmation.
All right.
That is my love language. So I think we just like dive into ideas.
Yeah, dive into ideas for your type of personality or your type of love language. What are things that make sense for you on Valentine's Day?
So a lot of the examples that he already talked about.
Yeah,
so
I can still learn.
Yes, okay. Any type of like incorporating a list of reasons why you love that person or reasons why they're so amazing. That means a lot to people who have who have that love language. Because it just like we act like, yes, I know you love me. That's very apparent just in your actions. But again, it's the words, like it's reading them on the paper or it's hearing them from your lips that make it actually like stick and make you like, oh. So yeah, whether that's a a scavenger hunt type thing where they're going to go find these words of affirmation, or whether it's like a Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb situation, kind of like the notes in the garage leading up to the apartment, or whether it's like the rose petals in the shape of a heart that have little notes in it. He's done a lot of different things. He's done writing on the mirror in the bathroom, writing notes on the mirror, because then you go and see that they're literally still on the mirror to this day. So yeah, really just finding.
First off, don't judge us. We like the words of affirmations.
Yeah. Why would you?
No,
why would you judge us?
Because the words are still on the mirror.
Oh no, that's on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think of just what would you like to convey? Start with your message. What do you want to convey? Is it reasons why I love you? Is it reasons that you're so great? Is it reasons why we are a great team or a great married couple, great team, whatever? Yeah, I feel like to kind of determine what you want to convey to that person, and then find a creative way to convey it. So whether that's a scavenger hunt, bake it into a cake, I don't know. Just what or they maybe somehow this is literally just came to mind. Maybe they get those messages through other people that love them throughout the day, and then it ends with you giving like some grand gesture, just off the dome, like I said.
Interesting. I like the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet.
No.
That could be cool. I also like the idea of other people.
Just so you all know.
Oh, y'all can't read that? I also like the idea of other people giving the message as well, like being able to use the family or village that you have around you that obviously love you as well to also portray the message. I like that.
Or maybe like it can be like, for that idea, it can still be your words coming from other people. Or it could also be, hey, like almost like, like for weddings and things like that. And they're like, oh, hey, I'm collecting a video montage, making a video montage of reasons of, from your family on why they love you, and then putting it all together. Like that could be another way. It doesn't necessarily even have to be your words. It could be you going to collaborate and gather those words from other people that the person loves.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that. Now, do you want to go to another kind of a love language, or stick with this love language, but now let's say if you are single but this is your love language, how can you still get some type of good energy, right? So if you're single and words of affirmation is your love language, how can you get some love? And in my head, I'm thinking Valentine's Day is not just about showing your love to your significant other. It can be about showing your love to, like, I give my moms, my sisters, grandparents, like I give love to other folks as well, not just to my significant other. So if words of affirmation is your love language, grammar, don't worry about it. Then how can you give words of affirmation to other people on Valentine's Day? Right? How can you tell your best friend things that you love about your best friend? How can you reach out to your parents and give them words of affirmation? Like, you know what? Thank you for raising me. Thank you for doing X, Y, and Z. I appreciate it. I don't know how often. Like, I think I say thank you to my parents maybe twice a year, three
Mm-hmm.
times a year. Like, I don't know how often I tell them, like, thank you for how you raised me, and thank you for giving me a house and, clothes over my back and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But parents need love too,
Right.
right? Best friends need love too,
Yeah.
right? So those are my ideas. How about yourself being the words of affirmation queen herself?
I was trying to think of like how you could also show self love.
Mm.
And you mentioned, or you haven't mentioned this podcast, but you mentioned in previous podcasts your practice of doing 100 affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an interesting exercise to do like on Valentine's Day if you just want to show yourself some love. Is write down, you know what, this Valentine's Day I'm gonna get a nice dinner. I'm gonna, grab a glass of wine, and I'm gonna sit down and write down 100 reasons why I am amazing. That'd be an
Boom.
interesting way.
There you go,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Switching over to acts of service. All right, so acts of service is my love language. I would say, I feel like you used to do this, but doing like a nice home cooked meal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Can't go wrong.
you can't go wrong with a
Mm-hmm.
nice home cooked meal, whether it's a surprise or I get to pick the menu. Either way, because I mean, she throws down, so it's gonna be good either way. Yeah, I feel like that's just fire. What else is on there? Obviously grown man gifts. We won't even talk about grown man gifts. That's obviously on there. But yeah, I don't need much for Valentine's Day. Like,
Simple man.
yeah, I'm a simple man. Some good food and some good, and I'm good. You know, I'm real simple. Um, I'm trying to think other thing. Like other acts of service would be maybe not for me. I don't need all this. But sometimes people like, oh, they took my car and they washed my car for me and then put Valentine's Day things on it, or they did laundry. I don't know what people do. I don't need that stuff on Valentine's Day.
No.
I feel like there's other folks that it may work for them. That's why you should
Like
talk to your
doing
partner.
chores or something. Like
Mm.
you gotta, if you're a husband trying to think about, man, my busy wife, she's got all this stuff with the kids, she's got all these chores, she's got her list of chores to do on, I think it's on Sunday this year. Like, you know what? I'm gonna take care of her list of chores for her so that she can chill.
Right. Like I know from my mom, she would love that for Valentine's Day. If I came over and maybe I'm talking myself into some trouble right now, if I was to come over and help the girls like clean up the entire house and then cook a meal and fix the backyard, all that stuff, like I feel like her personality, she would definitely love that. So for you, whoever your partner is, think about what your partner does on a consistent basis for you and for other people. Most likely on Valentine's Day, those are the things that they might want to have done for them instead. So yeah, just take a second to think about that. And then if you're if you're solo dolo on Valentine's Day, acts of service could be getting yourself a massage. Right? Like how can you pay for other people to, I guess, kind of give you acts as well. Okay. Other one is physical touch. Self-explanatory, I think. But
Yeah.
Queen, you were about to say something.
I was just gonna say, we mentioned a massage, right?
Yep.
It doesn't have to be. You could like like he gave me a coupon book for Christmas, and one of the coupons is an hour-long massage. So you could like set up your space into like a spa and like have some Zen music. You don't have to have a full table. Like you could be on the couch, you could be on the floor, whatever. But you just have a nice place for them to lay and give them like a nice massage. With some oil, maybe some essential oils in the room. Ooh. That could be fire if they like massages.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. Physical touch, pretty straightforward. What is the last one? I feel like I'm always it's gifts.
Yeah.
Which very straightforward during Valentine's Day. I try to, not that I'm a complete like anti-capitalist, obviously, because I mean I'm an entrepreneur, but I try to not just like buy stuff. I try to always make stuff. Hopefully you like that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Because I feel like one
close call, guys. It was a very close call, y'all.
Like for Valentine's Day, that makes sense because I feel like they on like holidays like that, I don't like the practice of like marking up all the prices and then you got to pay for it just because it's holidays.
Look,
so,
roses are like $50 for 6 of them on Valentine's Day. I'm just like, oh my goodness, y'all got me. Yeah, that's why college I was like, well, Davis, y'all got all these flowers. Good looking. If you're in Davis watching, you now know what to do.
Shout out to the Arboretum.
Right. Facts. But gifts, I would say, obviously you can buy your flowers, you can buy your diamonds and all that good stuff, but still think about that added layer, right? Of what is the story behind the gift that you are giving. And 3 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, how will this person be able to share the story about the gift, right? A ring, cool, earrings, good. But sometimes you want to be able to create an experience with that gift as well. So don't just think about what you're going to get them, but how are you going to present it to them as well?
I don't know, like if like where a trip would go in terms of a love language, but I mean that could be a gift too. Like I'm gifting us a weekend away. That, I would. I'm gifting us a weekend away. I don't know if you got kids, a weekend away from the kids, or
yes, I don't got kids, but I already know in the future that's going to be top on the list
for sure. For sure. But yeah, I mean that's another type of gift you can give. It can be it can be the gift of an experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a physical gift, but whatever your person the person you're trying to woo is going to like.
There it is. All right, so practical steps. All right, we've been talking a lot of stuff, but some practical steps. Step 1 is, please, if you haven't already, take the 5 love language assessment. This is free. We're not promoting this. We don't get any money off of it. We just get the joy out of you knowing what your love language is. Shout out to the folks that came with us on the TH4 under construction. Some folks were either learning their love language for the first time or had changed since they had been together. So it was cool to kind of go through that live experiment with them. But take the test. It takes like 10 minutes. Again, it's free, 5lovelanguages.com. And also have your partner take the test as well. This is like getting the cheat code, y'all.
Right.
Like I feel like you go through your entire marriage trying to, figure out, what can I do? What works? Just take the test. From right there the probably top 2, top 3 things that will work, and now how to interact with them on a daily, but also what gifts would work for them as well. So first step, take the test.
And if you've already taken it, take it again, because as we mentioned, we had some friends who their love languages, both of them, had changed, right? As you go through life, as you go through, different life experiences, and just your situation changes, your love language might change, right? What for you in that moment of time, maybe, your love language may be different than it was 5 years ago when you were a college student, a broke college student, right? if you're married now, if you got kids now, you may have a different type of love language or a different type of way that you would be looking for that affection. So take it again, even if you've taken it before.
Yep, like it. And then step number 2 is I want to challenge you. Don't think about the amount of money that you're going to spend. And by don't think about it, I don't mean like just swipe and spend.
He said not to think about it.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying like think about the effort and the experience you want to create. Not necessarily, okay, how much money am I spending this year? But what emotions do I want the queen, or do I want my person to have? And what experience do I want to create with today's Valentine's Day? Some great, I think, easy ways of creating experience. I think like a paint and sip could be fun to do. I love the idea of a scavenger hunt. I'm already thinking right now, how can we do a scavenger hunt? Maybe, I don't want to spoil the surprise, that might happen. But like, how can you create an experience, even in quarantine, right, without going into crazy public spaces with your amazing significant other, all right? And then I think that's really all I have. I don't have a step 3. Usually I like to have a step 3, but I just have 2 steps. Right,
that
take the
makes
test.
It even easier.
All right, and step 3 is execute.
execute.
There it is. Right, find out what the love language is so you can know what the target is. Boom. And then step 2, create the experience. Right, and then step 3, execute on that amazing experience. And you can share it with us if you want to. We're on Instagram, TrueHealth4ever, or you can comment on this video on YouTube. And make sure you like and subscribe. But share it with us, your experience. What happened? What did you do? Maybe you can give me some ideas for the future. I appreciate it. I still got 90 years left, y'all. Come on now. Give me some ideas. Queen, you got anything?
Nope. I think this is, take advantage of this unique opportunity that we do have. Yes, there are obviously bad things about COVID-19, but take the silver lining, right, is that we're all at home right now, for the most part. So think of something you can do at home. Anyway, it can be your year to really save some money, like you said, and just focus on, effort wise, what can I do to create a cool experience? Maybe we have a picnic in the living room, and have a movie night or something, paint and sip. Like these are all inexpensive things that you can do in the house to create an experience.
Yeah, and again, I want to know y'all's thoughts on this. I feel like there's someone out there like, no, give me the diamond, spend the 10,000.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like there's someone out there. So go ahead and put your comments below. Let us know what is your best Valentine's Day you have had. Share with us, or what you have planned this year for quarantine Valentine's Day edition, whether it's just you solo or you and your significant other. But thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the True Health Forever podcast, where we shall live our best life through the lens of holistic health. I'm your host, Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and king of Valentine's Day.
Oh, I like that. And I'm Sinclair, aka
the
Health Nerd.
We hope y'all stay healthy. In my head, I'm already seeing CJ and Jamal be like, oh, this young one thinking. But we hope y'all stay healthy. We hope y'all stay mentally wealthy. And of course, we hope y'all stay true.